Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about things you should know before presenting yourself for your residency interviews. So, stick around and enjoy. There are three things you should know before presenting yourself for your residency interview. I've written them on a sheet of paper, so permit me if you see me, leaning forward to read from the paper while I'm talking to you. So the first thing is, if you're matching to a program, you should be aware that you're going to be an alumni of that program for several years, for the rest of your life, and for the rest of the life of that program. And so you always be linked to them. In addition, you're going to be an employee to that hospital for at least the length of time of your interview. So you have to take that into consideration. And so a program looking at this new person they're bringing in is going to be a worker in the hospital and is going to be an alumni for the rest of the life of that program. They are looking for someone who is hardworking to work in the hospital. So, I mean, you should have outlined your work history and everything in your application. But then, in addition to that, your professionalism will also be something you should prepare to demonstrate on interview day. Now, a lot of us are going to be Zoom interviews, but a few people still go for in-person interviews. So if you're one of those going for in-person interview, in order to demonstrate professionalism, you should be kind to everyone. This looks so simple, but you should be kind to everyone. The lady at the front desk or the gentleman at the front desk, the cleaner in the room, everyone. Greet them with a smile and show them kindness because whatever you do, the moment you step your feet into that program, into that building, you are being assessed. It's not just when you're talking to a professor during the interview itself. Everything you do is being assessed, and that will come back to be used to judge whether they're going to match you into a program or not. So professionalism number one. Still on professionalism, most of us are going to be doing Zoom interviews. If you're going to be doing Zoom interviews, keep your phones away. I cannot overemphasize this. Um, Before your interview starts, put your phone on silent, not vibration, silent. Now, there are few cases where, in the course of the interview, you lose internet connection, the program just can reach out to you, then they're going to call you. In that case, then you'll be aware and you'll be aware of the situation and you'll be sitting close to your phone and waiting for it to ring. But other than that, during the entire time, whether you're in the waiting room or whether you're actually interviewing, you want to keep your phone away. I cannot emphasize this. And keep your camera on at all times. Once you finish with one interviewer and you're in the waiting room waiting for another person, even if you're just alone, don't be tempted. And some of us will be tempted to pick our phones and start playing with it. Don't do it because you are being watched on the camera and that will be used against you. You're going to be viewed as someone who cannot stay for 2 seconds without their phones. I mean, you can wait, spend the 1 or 2 hours that you have for the interview, and after that, you can do whatever you want to do with your phone, but keep your phones away during the time when you're interviewing. The third one is about integrity is your social media presence or your internet presence. Personal experience. During the time when I was, going through the application process, just before I even got my interview, the day before I got my interview, I realized the night before because I'm on professional. I used to have the premium LinkedIn back then. I realized that one of the program directors browsed my LinkedIn profile, and I would just assume that they probably put in my name in Google and we're just trying to see who this person was. And then my LinkedIn profile showed up, and so they clicked and looked at it. So the night before, I realized that I had a new view on my LinkedIn profile because I was on professional LinkedIn. So I browsed and I looked at it and I recognized it because I had sent emails around. I recognized this is a program director. And the next day in the morning, I got an interview. So I know they have browsed and they've browsed you, they know what you are. Some of them will not do that. They do that just before the day of your interview. And so you should go online. If you have anything on social media that is politically charged or anything that is ambiguous, you want to get that out. You don't want to, come out as somebody who is, an ambiguous person or someone who is a very politically charged person. You just want to be neutral and go through your interview process. So if you have any crazy things in your social media feed or any of the Google pages, you want to shut that down. Like right now before your interview date. So that's that for that. The second thing you should know or be aware of is that you should know your program. You should have browsed the program you're going to interview for in and out. Browse, read everything on their website, try as much as possible. Some programs it's difficult to reach out to the residents. Try as much as possible. If you see the residents online, send them LinkedIn messages, friend requests on LinkedIn, and communicate with them. You'll be surprised at the amount of information you're going to learn just by talking to residents in the program that you're going to interview at, and that is going to help you a lot on the interview day. So reach out, and just by telling even program directors during, or other faculty who are interviewing you during the interview cycle, that you reached out to residents in the program and you spoke to them, and you have a good idea of what is going on in the program, gives them the impression that you really are interested in their program and you've done your homework. And if you've also gone through their website and you read everything on the website, and then once you're doing the orientation, before your interview starts, and they say certain things, you have a lot of questions to ask, and you ask questions that when anybody in the program listen, they'll know that you have done your research, and that is going to put you ahead of the curve. So research the program in and out. And last but not the least, research your interviewers before your interview date. Once you schedule and pick a date, they're going to usually send you a list of all the professors that are interviewing you. Go online, read about these people, read projects they are working on, learn about their clinical research, their academic interest, and all of that stuff. That will help you absolutely. If you're interviewing with someone, half the time most of those people browse, and they kind of have an idea about you. If you don't know about them, that's a turn off for them, and that's a negative for you. So read about your interviewers, and learn as much as you can about them. And when you do, you actually have a lot of questions that you can ask them during the interview cycle, and it's going to show that you are really interested in the program and you really want to be in their program, and that solves well for you. So that is that. And the third thing on my list, and the third and final thing, is there are some questions that you have to prepare beforehand. um, there are certain questions that are going to be asked to you during the residency interview, and if you are not pre-prepared for those questions, you may not shine as brightly as you may want to. I'll give you a good example. It's a common question that is asked all the time. Tell me about you. Now, if you have not sat down and thought through the entire process of answering this question, and making anyone listening to the question that is a process, you have thought through the entire process, that may not sit well for you. So I encourage that you learn this question. Another question is, tell me about a difficult experience that you had. You know, and you have to think through this process. You have to really design and make yourself um, aware and really prepare for these questions, because if you don't, then you may not shine. You may answer the question well, but you may not shine at the way you want to, and that is, this is a competition. You want to perform better than the other person, so you want to prepare for these questions beforehand so that you'll be prepared for them. So that's all I have for you today. I wish you all the best during your interview cycles. I am going to be doing a Zoom session on Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Time. Um, if you are interested, hit me up on LinkedIn, and I'm going to send you the link to the Zoom, and so that I can walk through a lot of the answers that you're going to be answering during the questions, like some of these pre-prepared answers. Tell me about you. Um, Simple answers that you can give, and what they are looking for when they ask you that question, and other questions like, tell me about a difficult experience that you've had, so we can walk through this, why those questions are asked, commonly asked questions, why they are asked, and how you should answer them. I'll do that Zoom session about an hour on Saturday, 4 p.m. Central Time. If you're interested, send me like, comment under this video with your information, or send me a LinkedIn message, and I'm going to send you the link. And and I look forward to talking with you all. I know a lot of people have reached out to me requesting to know how to answer questions, because most of you have interviews coming up in 2 weeks. So just send me a message on LinkedIn, or comment on my video, and I'll send you the link. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day.